So today I'm going to show you a little about speech styles, and in doing so I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, the Zika virus. Obviously everyone knows about the Zika virus. It's considered to give microcephaly to children, have them born with smaller heads and a lot of neurological problems for the rest of their life. And on February 10th, the Argentinian and Brazilian government also pointed out that there's a larvicide that's been in use in those neighborhoods in Brazil and Argentina since 2014. It's called pirifaxin, and it's made by a Japanese company, Sumoto, which apparently is not a subsidiary of Monsanto. And then that theory that larvicide was debunked 7 days later on February 17th. However, it's very important to point out that Zika is a lot older, many years older, than the larvicide that has been in use since 2014, yet none of the Macrocephaly, however you pronounce that, has turned up until more recently, which is kind of important to consider. They debunked it because they thought, well, only 1 teaspoon is enough to give a birth defect, but they spray it at such low quantities that you need to drink 10,000 bottles of water. Well, that's making the assumption that they're using it properly. Who knows that some worker, after spraying it, doesn't have a little extra and just dumps it into the rainwater, where these poor neighborhoods are drinking directly from rainwater. You also don't know a lot of other things. A teaspoon is not really a very large quantity, in fact. The larvicide prevents the wings and genitalia to develop on a mosquito. I easily can imagine that it can prevent a brain from developing as well on a human. Now, the only thing that's interesting about that could possibly support the debunking argument is that the exoskeletal structure of a mosquito, of course, is quite different than a human with an internal skeletal structure. However, I do think it's very important that we stop using the larvicide so that we really have a good control group, because right now we don't know, is it the larvicide or is it Zika? And until we stop the practice of spraying larvicides, we'll never know that. It's very concerning to me too, because now we're spraying it even more because of the risk of the Olympics coming up. They're trying to make the Olympics clean and good for all the foreigners. The sad thing is that all the poor people in those poor neighborhoods are getting larvicide dumped all over their neighborhoods. I'd really like us to stop that practice. That's my talk for today.